time for question of the day. Go to menti.com, use the code 4345622. Question of the day, are you buying or selling Bitcoins? All right, so the options are, I hodl Bitcoins, I focus on alts, I'm buying Bitcoins, I'm selling Bitcoins. All right, so tell us what you think. Bill, how about you? Are you buying or selling Bitcoin?
Sir, I'm moving into altcoins. I'm an Ethereum guy, right? Uh, we are altcoin radio, altcoin video. So I like Bitcoin. I like that Bitcoin is how institutions have discovered crypto. One of my themes for 2021 is that once everyone's got their Bitcoin and it's like, okay, here we are. It's a new year. What are we going to do with all this Bitcoin? Well, they're going to get crypto happy. They're going to want to get a return on it in the DeFi system, or they're going to want to diversify their crypto holdings and buy additional altcoins. We've also talked on the show and to our private customers about the period between, say, December and February being, alt season or alt seasonal or a seasonal positive for alts. So Bitcoin is great. Bitcoin is the place to start. Alts are where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, so actually, I was part of some crypto group, and they're asking, do you hold? Basically, they're asking everyone state how much you have in Bitcoin, ETH, and alts, and I kind of chuckled because I don't own any Bitcoin at the moment. I've had Bitcoin in the past, but for a while I haven't really had Bitcoin. My portfolio, I definitely don't advise this for everyone. This is not financial advice. This right, but I basically have Ethereum and altcoins. That's basically it. So I'm basically doubling down on ETH because even the altcoins I have are altcoins on Ethereum network, right? ERC20 tokens. And it's definitely not the most balanced portfolio. Now, I have thought about possibly getting WBTC, wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum, but I just don't like having different blockchains, different assets, having to custody all of that. It's a hassle. And I don't really like keeping my coins on exchanges because that's not your keys, not your crypto, right? So to me, everything that's on Ethereum that can be stored with a hardware wallet is basically what I like. So I'm pretty much all in on that. So I'm not selling Bitcoin. I'm not buying Bitcoin at the moment. I might buy some Bitcoin in the future just to get some wrapped Bitcoin and maybe do yield farming with it on Ethereum. But now that I think of it, I'm probably done with Bitcoin. Um, I think if I do ever get Bitcoin in the short term or even long term, it's going to be wrapped Bitcoin. Because why have just Bitcoin when I can have the same thing on Ethereum network, right? But maybe somebody can change my mind. Maybe okay. Trevor says WBTC is so you can use BTC's value in DeFi. Yeah, right. So I feel like there's more opportunity to use wrapped Bitcoin in DeFi than regular Bitcoin, right? But to me, Bitcoin is like a savings account. It's a store of value. But I feel like if you really want to store your value, you can just put that in a stable coin, right? So I feel like Bitcoin is, in a way, is gold. So people want to be conservative, but to still have some upside, right? But I think maybe with me, I'm kind of either it's a home run or stable coins, right? Basically, it's either because in a way, I feel like Ethereum now is becoming a store of value as well. Obviously, it's not quite on Bitcoin's level, but I feel like it's going to get there down the road. And I still strongly believe that we'll have an Ethereum flippening where Ethereum will surpass Bitcoin in market cap. There was actually a survey done by Electric Capital on developers. And I think, let me see if I can pull that up. The number of developers building on Ethereum was more than Bitcoin. Let me see. Don't quote me on that. Let me see if I can find that. Electric Capital developer report. Okay, all right. Let me share my screen here. Okay, so this is the Electric Capital Developer Report 2020. So here's a summary. Uh, okay, so Bitcoin ecosystem has 70% more developers than it did 3 years ago. 300 plus new developers per month commit to the Ethereum ecosystem. Okay, yeah, so actually let's go full screen with this. Not sure how this is coming out on the live stream. Quality seems to be not so good when I zoom in, but anyway. Okay, all right, so looking at this, so the number of new crypto developers is growing for the first time since 2017, right? But we want to compare Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum monthly active developers has grown 215% in 3 years, right? So we basically have October 31st, 2020, over 2,300 developers on Ethereum. These are monthly active developers. Let me see, right? Monthly active Bitcoin developers, 361. 361. I mean, that's basically 7x more developers on Ethereum than Bitcoin that are active every single month. So when I say that Ethereum eventually, in my opinion, will surpass Bitcoin in market cap, I mean, this to me is a no-brainer. I mean, just look at this, right? Bitcoin had first mover advantage, but developers are building on Ethereum now. This is what people don't want to tell you, right? Look at this. Monthly active developers. Bitcoin 361, Ethereum over 2,300, right? If we go to DeFi, almost 1,000, 925 developers on DeFi, right? So I'm long Ethereum over Bitcoin. That's not to say Bitcoin has no use, but I think this is a spaceship that is in orbit and cannot be stopped. So I think eventually it's going to happen. Definitely within the next 5 to 10 years, maybe even earlier. But that's what I'm doing. Do your own research. Bill, any comments or thoughts on that?
Yes. I think this is probably a good opportunity to bring up the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. Okay. So this one's in a lot of our newsletters. Okay. So Ian just had some really great graphics about, developers and how parabolic it is in terms of them, the numbers of them working on Ethereum. I think the next big move is going to be in Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Like, I don't think Bitcoin is going down, but someone was asking about the idea of the head and shoulders pattern. Okay. Or actually, this could be both if you can tolerate a little on the fly art. This could also be teacup and handle. Okay. So the yellow is the teacup and this is the handle in Ethereum versus Bitcoin. All right. You have to remember something. I mean, to state the obvious, Ethereum hasn't done anything relative to Bitcoin. And if it ever took off and went back to where it was, say, in May of 2018, right? That, Ethereum versus Bitcoin could go from 0.03 to 0.08 or 0.1. Okay. So the upside in Ethereum shows up on multiple charts, right? And going back to the original part of the presentation, I always begin by highlighting how big players are coming to crypto. Now, what I don't do is, so I don't create any confusion, deep in my heart, I believe that, they're buying the wrong coin. I'm glad they're in Bitcoin. I'm glad they've discovered it. That's great. But the monster upside, the 1 to 2x, is Ethereum. And if nothing we've said makes sense, try this. Ethereum is money. You can pay for things like art. Crypto world, it's called an NFT. You can buy things with Ethereum. Ethereum is also a technology platform. not just any technology platform. It's not Snapchat, even though it's worth less than Snapchat on a market cap basis. It's a technology platform for banking, right? I know the B word, scary, but the financial system, the interest rate mechanism of crypto is being built on Ethereum. So it's money, it's technology, it's finance, and most importantly, the SEC has told us a long time ago that Ethereum is not a security, it is currency. So it's like having NASDAQ and the dollar and the euro and the yen and JP Morgan stock all rolled into one. And it's hugely undervalued. And that's the Ethereum.
Yeah, absolutely. So to also add on to that, so I view Bitcoin as digital gold. I think that's kind of the use case everybody views Bitcoin as. But I view Ethereum, it's called a virtual computer or a decentralized computer, but I view Ethereum as the new internet, because everything that's happening with smart contracts and DeFi, we're really creating a new internet, the Web3, the centralized web. And that's all going to happen on Ethereum right now, because Ethereum is basically a winner's take all, right? Because Ethereum has all the developers building on it. They'll have network effects. They'll have first mover advantage of being the first smart contract platform. And Bitcoin cannot really compete with that. Bitcoin is going to be purely digital gold. Now, I do know there are projects trying to rank dApps on Bitcoin. Actually, one of those projects is Blockstack, a project we do think is pretty solid. I was actually on a panel. I was on Cointelegraph China panel with Manib Ali, the CEO of Blockstack. Had a chance to talk with him. He'll actually be coming onto our show, onto the 100X show, for an interview on the 21st of December. So mark your calendars, 21st of December. He'll be trying to kind of explain to us why he thinks building applications on Bitcoin is something that's possible down the road. So stay tuned for that. Because I see a comment here from Crypto Gamer. Blockstack 2.0 is coming with a new proof of transfer and will change the Bitcoin chain once it launches. Stacking 2.0 lets us take our STX and receive Bitcoin as a reward. Yes, actually, Manibali did mention that. Then we have Joshua who's saying a lot of altcoins are built on Ethereum. Yes, absolutely. David says, yes, ETH is a no-brainer. I agree. What percent of ETH do you have, Ian? I would say it's probably about 40 to 50% of my portfolio is in ETH. Yeah, so our team does keep track of our portfolio, I would say about each quarter on our disclosures page. So if you go to tokenmetrics.com/disclosures, you can check out our portfolio there. We update it basically every 2 to 3 months or so. EH says, who cares about development? No one really cares about development in the Bitcoin network. Stop the splitting. It's no competition. I would say development is everything. Developer activity is everything. Development is innovation. So I mean, because we're basically saying that there's 7 times more innovation happening on Ethereum than there's Bitcoin. Looking at the developer activity. So looking at the math, to me, it's natural to project out that eventually there'll just be so much value being created on Ethereum that eventually it's going to surpass the value of being this digital gold, right? Now, I'm not trying to bash Bitcoin. Bitcoin still is great technology. I'm just saying Ethereum, to me, is really, really undervalued. And that's why I'm very bullish on it. But let us know what you think. Are you bullish on Ethereum? Are you bullish on Bitcoin? Actually, let's go back to the question of the day. Let me exit full screen here. And the answer should not really surprise us based on our audience here, because we are essentially the altcoin network. Right. So number one, winner for are you buying or selling Bitcoins? 1, I focus on altcoins. No surprise there. Runner up, I hodl Bitcoin. Okay. 3rd, I'm buying Bitcoins. 4th, I'm selling Bitcoin. So basically no sellers. People here are looking for alt season. They're trying to find the next Ethereum, the next Bitcoin. So thank you all for sharing your thoughts. Tell us what you think down below in the comments.